We're gonna cook one of the most versatile foods in America. You can eat these anywhere from game night to date night. It's chicken wings, and I love these. The secret to these chicken wings is the breading and the brine. You can put any coating you want on them, it doesn't matter. We've got barbecue, honey barbecue, and we've got buffalo ranch. No matter what you choose, if you get the breading in this chicken right, your breading is gonna stay on your chicken, it is gonna stay crispy, and it is going to stay juicy on the inside. You're gonna love this. I can't wait for you to try it. A special thank you to Typhur for sponsoring this episode, and we're actually gonna be using this to cook our boneless wings because air frying is more healthy. I had never really gotten big into air fryers because I just never ran across ones that were big enough to cook for my family. And I just don't want to cook a hot pocket for myself. But this truly all changed with the Typhur Dome 2. It is huge. Finally, you can cook everything in one batch without having to go multiple rounds to get food on the table. And whether it's chicken, steak, fries, pizza, whatever you're doing, this one can handle it. It's not just the size that makes it a game changer, it's the way that it cooks. Most air fryers just have one heating element in the top. The Typhur Dome 2 has a dual heating element in the top as well as in the bottom. You get two dual heating elements giving you true 360-degree heating. That means no constant flipping, no uneven cooking, just crispy, juicy perfection every single time. So if you've been waiting for an air fryer that can actually keep up with your family, this is it. Check out the Typhur Dome 2 using the link in my description and use my coupon code BATESKITCHEN to save 10%. Let's get back to these wings. To me, one of the most important parts about a good chicken is you really want to get that tender chicken with that crispy crust. So the best thing we're going to start with, our egg wash. So I'm gonna drop my eggs in here, add a little buttermilk, about a half a cup. Maybe a little more, about 3/4 of a cup. And then we're gonna put about a 1/4 cup of just your favorite buffalo sauce. You can even just do straight red sauce, and also you can add pickle juice here. It's great. Anything to help tenderize that chicken. And this, because we're using this egg wash in a 3-station batter, you're gonna be able to taste a little bit of this flavor in whatever you cook it with. And to stay true to our mantra, salt and pepper at every step here. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. And whisk it up. It's kind of a clumpy mixture, but this is going to make all of the difference in our chicken. When you make these wings for folks and they taste your wings, the difference is gonna be right here. So I'm gonna trim a little bit of this fat off of my chickens the same way my mom always did it. Again, don't know if it's the right way or not, but nobody's told me a better way yet. And I was actually told by my film guy, he said, if you ever want to know the right way to do something, just post the way you're doing it on the internet and everybody else will tell you why you're wrong. So if I'm doing it wrong, I'm on the internet, tell me. We're gonna cut these up into whatever size pieces you're looking for, because really, boneless chicken wings are really just chicken nuggets, but it sounds fancier and I like them better. So I'm gonna cut mine. I'll try to cut them uniformly though, because they're all gonna be frying at the same temperature and the same time, so you want them all to cook evenly. So we're gonna cut like 1-inch square nuggets here, is kind of how I'm gonna do it. A good sharp knife makes all the difference. So we're gonna take this and we're gonna stir all this in here and get it really covered and soaking in this brine while we do the rest of our steps. If you are making a lot of other things, stick this in the refrigerator, let it sit 1 or 2 hours in this. The longer it sits, the more tender it gets, the better it's gonna taste. So now we're gonna start with our breading. Our chicken's sitting in the brine. It's been sitting for a couple hours in your fridge, hopefully 30 minutes at least is great if you can get that much. And then we're gonna start with our flour, our cornstarch, just to give it that golden brown, and our seasoning mix. Again, all of these measurements are always in the description. Feel free to check them out and make this yourself. This is the one part of the mixture that we're gonna taste. I normally don't taste my egg wash over here with the raw chicken in it, but this I do. This is the flavor of your chicken wing. So if something's off, you need to fix it. If you want it to be a little bit spicier, you can add a teaspoon of cayenne pepper to that blend, and that'll give you a little spicier crunch on your actual chicken nugget before you put the sauce on. For me, I've got kids, so this is gonna get divided between my favorite, the spicy buffalo sauce, and their favorite, a honey barbecue or just plain dipped in ranch. Now, I'm gonna take this and I'm kinda gonna pour it between these two kind of saucers here. And part of it is my floured breading that goes right up against it. Then we're gonna go back in our egg wash, and then this is gonna be our outside breading, a little crunchier. So I'll throw a little panko in there, it doesn't hurt. You don't have to have that. And I'll throw a little fresh shredded parm in there as well. Just a little bit of something extra there on the end. But again, it's not necessary, but I do think it adds just a little bit of special something to the flavors. Now, we're just gonna go through here and pop these out piece by piece into this breading. Try to keep just a couple fingers getting wet, because dunk it back in this and then over to here. Pat it up real good, pull it out over here. I'm gonna switch hands so that I can show this better. We'll do a wet hand. And a little bit of that buttermilk kind of stays on here. And that's what really just adds such a flavorful crunch to this chicken. It's gonna be so good. I cannot wait. We're gonna shake it off well though, because we're going in the air fryer. One thing I love about cooking is people always brag on your food. Not necessarily because it's good, just because they want you to keep cooking for them. So if you want to do something that people are gonna compliment you for, cook. They're gonna brag on you just so you keep doing it, whether or not your food's any good. And as a byproduct, the more you do it, the better your food's gonna get anyways. So one thing is, I did mention that I'm doing different flavored wings. I always use, there's very little of that spice in this batter, and that little bit of buffalo hot sauce just adds a little kick to it. It really works with every flavor of the coating that we're gonna put on the outside of these. So I love adding it in there. It's not really gonna affect, it'll pair just as well with the honey barbecue as it does with the plain, and it's not really gonna make it completely a buffalo wing till we put that sauce on the outside. Okay, so cooking with an air fryer, we're not cooking in oil, so what we need to get that crispy brown, we're gonna need to spray these with a little bit of oil. So just kind of, I've got a organic olive oil. You can get any kind of what you need, but just to do a pretty generous but not overcoating of oil. And then we're gonna lay them oil side down in the pan, because the top side is oil. We wanna get that oil on the bottom side too. So we'll put these oil side down and we'll arrange them. And that's the thing about this, this is literally huge. We're gonna be able to cook all of this chicken. This will be 3 batches in my Dutch oven. And I'm gonna be able to put it all in this one air fryer, which is crazy. So now that we've flipped them over, we're gonna spray the other side with our oil here. And it's time to go in our air fryer. This is the moment of truth. Let's see how these wings turned out here. Ho, ho. And I'm telling you, that is total perfection. It is perfect. The great thing about this air fryer is I can literally just dump all these out and boom. Little grate stays in. We are ready with wings. It's now time to sauce these boys up. So a great wing needs great wing sauce, and I'm gonna do a few of these in buffalo for me. So that's my favorite wing. Then I'm going to do a few of these in barbecue for the kids. And then we're gonna leave a few plain ones for Jaden because he's not a big sauce person. The sauce is really simple. We're just gonna go in here and pour some sauce over top. And I'm gonna pour some sauce over top of these for the buffalo. I tried to do it in a little bowl for the camera so it would look the same. It didn't work, guys. Do it right. Just spin them things around in our sauce. And if you notice, our breading stayed on our chicken. That's a good breading. That is a good air fryer coating. Spin these guys around. Not everybody likes the hot stuff like Daddy does in this house. So there we have it. So here we are at the end of the episode. It is taste test time. I will say, no matter what sauces you want to use, there's a lot of varieties of sauces you can get off the shelf. And if you have a favorite, I'll tell you my favorite thing to do is take 2 tablespoons of butter, melt it in a skillet, and mix that sauce in, just stir it up, pour it in your bowl with your wings and shake it up. You're gonna get a great taste out of any of them. Also, some of these sauces are my own and I like them. They're just my own special touch and I like them a certain way. If you want some of those, I'm gonna be putting some of those on Instagram hopefully in the next few weeks, particularly my buffalo sauce, it's my favorite, and a couple other wing sauces that I've grown to love. They're not normally my kids' favorite because I like spicy. Most of my favorite wing sauces are spicy, so the kids don't love them. So a lot of times they end up just eating the honey barbecue or some variation of barbecue wing sauce. But you can't beat this, and this is the one I'm gonna taste first. So good. And the greatest thing is, if these stay crispy, I want to show you how good this breading turned out on these wings here. I'm gonna cut this in half and you can kind of get a feel for it. But look at that. Evenly coated all the way around, it's perfectly juicy chicken breast still inside. And this is exactly why wings are a favorite all across America. These have been sitting on the counter for about 10 minutes while we filmed, and they are still, you can still taste the crunch of the breading. And that sauce is still just beautifully glossy on there. It's stayed attached on the nugget. The real secret, that buttermilk and that tender chicken helps that adhere. When doing that double breading, it gets that breading just a little bit thicker. And that is why chicken wings are one of the most popular dishes in America. I'm telling you, one bite, you're gonna thank me later.